Hi everyone, this video is a tutorial for you on how to complete your plate number 4, and which is basically I'll be teaching you on how to do the isometric ellipse. So as per your instruction, which I will be uploading this in the canvas, please follow the instruction carefully. So let me go over with this. The same as your previous plate, I give you instruction that you will be using your personalized title block, and then follow the video. So I'll be this video that I'm doing right now, I'll upload this, and yeah, you can access this when it is available in YouTube. Then as a previous instruction, also do not include the red color dimension which you found or you find it outside the title block. And then again, need to emphasize this, that you will be using the proper layer for your drawing. So I required you to have a layer for object outline, which I initially ask you to put your initial below before the object outline. And then the dimension, I made a video on this on how to do it. And then your name tags, everything, all the text found in the drawing except the dimensions will be under name tags. Okay, so please observe all of those instruction under layers. And then I mentioned already that this video will be uploaded to the YouTube, and then you can access this to follow. So that will be your instruction for your plate number 4. Let me proceed with the content of your plate number 4. Okay, so by the way, the title of your plate number 4 is a pictorial drawing. I mix it with the ellipse. So since you're familiar with pictorial drawing already, I will be focusing on the ellipse only, on how to create an ellipse. Alright, so basically this is the content of your plate. So this is similar to what you will be doing for your plate number 4. So this is how you position and how you um, indicate your dimensions and how you position your isometric view on the right. So I'll be focusing on this because this is very uh, similar to your plate number 3. The only difference is that I added circles and arcs. So you know how to do the circle already. So just follow the location of the center of the circle, all of this, and then you can create. So it is very simple. So I just added curved lines and circles. So you might notice that this one, when I click this one, it's a one uh, continuous object. Unlike this one, this is different, which I did not do it similar to the top view. So this is an option. I'll teach you on how to do it, which I demonstrated this already actually last time. So you can create a rectangle at the x uh, value is 60, then press comma, it will proceed to your y value, which is 90. Enter. So it create a rectangle. So in order for you to put it in the correct layer, you put it object outline, and then you want a curved line here. So all you need to do is just use this uh, what's this, the fillet. I covered this in the command instruction last time. So below here in your command line, you're asked to enter undo, polyline, radius, trim, multiple. So you need to use the radius. So you have to type R, enter, and then you are asked for the radius. So our radius is 10. So which is the default number here is 10 already. So if the default is 10, then no need to change. Okay, and then all you need to do is just point to the corner or to the point the part of your drawing that you need to uh, make a fillet. So you click this one here and the other one here, so automatically it will create a curved line, and then you have to repeat the previous command. So I just press enter, it calls the my previous command, so click and click, so it's complete already. So and then distance here you just copy. I can temporarily use a construction line, and then I will make it horizontal so that I can use offset command. Then offset 10, and then sorry, it's not aligned with my uh, object to the right. Okay, so they're aligned now. And then the next dimension is I need to offset 20, or I'd rather offset 20, 25, 40 to locate the center of the circle. Offset 40, center of the circle. And then this one here, how much? 15, 20, 30. Offset 30, like that. And then I need to make a construction line vertical for the vertical distance. By the way, you can use these lines as your grid lines or guidelines, like that. For me, I used my guidelines as dotted line so that it will not spoil my object. Okay, I made it that way. You can follow that as well. So next, I will offset 10 to locate the center of this circles. So 10, and then another, the distance of this is 40, offset 40. And then all I need to do now is to locate the center of this one here. So I can copy this one, copy, and then look for the midpoint of this line. So that is the center of my circle. And then circle, I can locate the center here. How much is the radius? 20 and 15. So I'll go for 15 first, and then another one, enter, circle, radius 20. And then all I need to do is just copy copy property, or you can find the copy properties here, match properties. Okay, when you click this one, you can copy like this one here, white. I can click that one and then copy for this, like that. So I will undo. Okay, then after that I will just draw another circle. The dimension, the radius is 5. Another one here, radius is 5. Enter. And then again, match properties, click, click, click. Okay, so here it is shown by hidden line, and then a certain center line here for the center of your hole. There is a hole here, so it is shown that the center is 10 unit from the corner. Okay, so that's how you do your uh, objects, like for this one. Sorry, I need to copy. I supposed to copy the magenta color. Click. Okay, I cannot. I just click here, and then that's it. So center line, to create the center line, which is this one, all you need to do is just offset one here, offset one unit, and then draw a line like that. So this is a bold line, okay, or a continuous line. In order for you to by the way, it's not supposed to be here, it should be on the other side, this one here, okay, and another one will be there. So check your line. There is a layer here of lines, and if you have not, or if you cannot see your line type of line here, like the center for example, you cannot find it here because I think the template that I made for you is limited to layer black, and then I think some like phantom. So if you cannot find the center line there, okay, go to click this one, then go to other, then click load, and then different type of lines will appear. So look for that center line, okay, you click this one, and then okay, and then so because I added already the center line, so it will not function. So center line is there, okay. So all you need to do is just after you added or loaded the center line, click this one and then check this one. So it appears different from my center line here. So all you need to do is just adjust this, click, and then go to properties, or you can click the object and right click. You can go to properties and then check your line type scale. So check 50 for example. Yeah, 50 is enough. So that is your center line. And then you need two hidden lines. That's to show where is the limit of your hole or circle here. So which is this one. So since our diameter is for this hole is 5, sorry, radius is 5. So meaning we'll just offset this by 5. Offset 5. And then so since center line is beyond the limit of the object, hidden line is supposed to be in line only. So we have to trim this one. So now we need to change this line to hidden line. So since I already loaded the hidden line, I can find it here. So the same thing as what I have demonstrated on how to add your center or center line, you do it also if you cannot find the hidden line. So but for me, because the hidden line is already there, all I need to do is click. Okay, so technically they appear to be the same. So all I need to do is just copy on this side, so which I can create or can use the command mirror, and then use this one vertical, and then like that. Okay, so since it is the same to the other side, I can just copy, enter, and then copy, or I'll undo. Since symmetrical, you can use also mirror. So take the midpoint of this line, lock it on the vertical axis, then click yes. Sorry. Yes if you don't want the original one. Okay. No if you want to copy symmetrically. Okay, like that. Then just enter. Okay, so you're done. And then to do the dimensioning, now you need the radius. For this I will not explain anymore because you've done it in your plate number 3. So for radius, just look for this one here. This is the radius icon, radius dimension, or dim. The command is dim, radius, you can check here below, and then all you need to do is just point your mouse to the object anywhere, then it will create your dimension there. So this one, for example, then that one, this one, this one. So you're done with your radius dimension. Okay, so complete the rest. All the locations are shown in the three views. So I will focus on the isometric so that it will be easy for you to do your plate number 4. I will remove this one so that the space will not be complicated. Okay, so assuming that our center starting line is this one here, so we need to construct the guidelines for our isometric. So in order to do that, you go to format to tools rather, and then go to drafting settings, look for this snap type. You have an option rectangular snap and isometric snap. So since we will be using the isometric, click this one and then click OK. You notice that our mouse cursor changes in appearance. So meaning with this type of cursor, we can move if we lock on our ortho like line. Our line is limited to this direction only of the mouse cursor. But take note that you can rotate the orientation of your mouse by pressing Ctrl E. Every time you press Ctrl E, the cursor will change. Ctrl E, Ctrl E, Ctrl E. So whichever direction you need, you just press Ctrl E. Okay, so now we need to use the two 30 degrees line. So I will do a line here. So our dimension is 90. So I'll go to that direction and then type 90, enter. So that's the 90, and then to the other side we have 60, enter. And then up for our height here, I cannot go up now, so I need to press Ctrl E. The height here, which is 10. Okay, I can type 10, enter. So that's the height, and then for the side here, our total height is 60. Again, I can type line and then 60, and thickness of this one here is 10. I can still follow the mouse cursor direction, 10, enter. And then this one will go there, this one will go here. So since we have a total of 90, we need only 80, enter. And then since this one will go up like that, so we have completed one side of our isometric. And then all you need to do is just copy this one, copy to make it fast, copy and then put it there. And then just connect the lines like connecting the dots. Okay, so this one is not, or you cannot see this anymore, so we can delete this one. So basically that's our guide, or our object will go inside on this guide. So we can use this as our guideline to make it lighter, or rather we can make this similar to the one here that I use, dotted line, so that it will be very easy for me, or to you rather, to add on what you needed for your isometric view, or to complete your isometric view. So you need to locate now the centers of each circles to form an ellipse. So here 10, 10 distance from the corner. So meaning we need to move here 10, 10, and then Control E, 10. So that's the center of our ellipse. Then here 10. Then we need to go to the other side 10. That's the most important thing for the isometric ellipse. You need to locate the center. So we don't need this one, and we don't need this one. The center of our ellipse is here and here. Okay, so just take note. So I'll just make this hidden line, and then here we need two centers. So I'll go down, or I'll go this direction 10, and then I will go down, Control E, 10, and then another one here 10, and then go down by 10. Okay, so again we don't need this one, and as well as this one. Then we will match the properties. So take note that those endpoint of lines are the center of our circles or ellipse. So now we need to locate also the center of this tube, which is, you can find it here. So distance from that is 20 and 20, so 40, and then from the side it's 30. Okay, all you need to do is just draw a line here. Since it is in the midpoint of this line, Control E, then I need to draw a line 40 units. So that's the center of the ellipse. Okay, then this one here. So dimension of that is inside arc is 10 and outside is 20. So 10, click here 10, and then you go up by 10. So we don't need this one, we only need this. So just remember, take note about that. And then 20, so still 20 is also from here to here, so this one will go down like that. That is our guide. So no need to go to draw another location there, because if once you copy or you've done with your ellipse here, you can copy it to the other side. So by the way, center of the ellipse, I will explain it later, why we need to have another one line here reference. I will draw a line here because we need the midpoint of this one to draw one small ellipse here. Okay, so we're done with the construction of our for our isometric ellipse. We will start doing the ellipse now. So in your icon, you can find an ellipse symbol here. So you see ellipse. So that's how you create the ellipse. So by creating this, you just click, then you're asked for arc, center, isocircle. So remember that since we are doing the isometric, you need always to select isocircle. So with that, you type I for isocircle, enter, and then you're asked for the center. So the center of our isocircle is this one, and how much is the dimension of our center circle? 15 and 20. So I can enter 15 like that, and then I need to repeat the isocircle, the ellipse. Then I need to type again I for isocircle, and then center, and then I will enter 20. So that's the base of our tube here, setting on this L-shaped base. Okay, so now we need to draw another two ellipse here, so which has the radius of 5. So again, I'll need to go to the icon, or you can type ellipse as your command. Sorry, ellipse and then isocircle, type I, center, and then enter the radius 5. Same thing, ellipse, type I, center, and then 5. Okay, so now we need to enter the two ellipse here. So here, uh, the orientation of our ellipse is like top view, while this one here is our front view. So in order to do that, because you see, I will demonstrate ellipse and then isocircle I. If we draw a 5 here, it is not according to what we wanted. You see, it's supposed to be this way. So in order to do that, okay, you need to rotate your cursor, mouse cursor. So it will be like that. Alright, so take note. So now I can draw ellipse, and then isocircle, and then 5. Same thing, I can repeat the command there, or I can just copy, take that center, and then bring it there, like that. So we need also a bigger ellipse to form this portion, the two corners. So I can draw, or I can use command ellipse or the icon, and then I for isocircle again, and then center. For the radius, I need to type 10, like that. So the same thing, copy, copy. So we need an arc on the other side. So all we need to do is just copy these two, copy, use this corner here, and then bring it there. See, that's how the arc is formed now. So later on we will trim, so that it can be, it will come out this way. Alright, so this one here, all you need to do is just copy it upward. How much is the size or the distance? You just check here, 10 and 20. So meaning we need to bring up those ellipse by 30 units. So I need to draw a line here, 30. So I need to bring, when I copy these two, I need to bring it up there. So copy, click, and then bring it there. Alright, so that's how it's gonna work. I will make this as a dotted line, since it is our guideline. Even this one also, I need to check that, to replace or change the layer. Okay, so now what we have left is the two ellipse here on the side. So again, the orientation of our arc or ellipse is this way. These two are not applicable to this one. So again, we need to rotate our cursor. So this is the correct orientation. So center of our ellipse will be this one for the bigger one here, and somewhere here, the middle of this one is the center of our smaller ellipse. So we need to draw two ellipse. First, the bigger one, ellipse, isocircle, center, and then how much is our radius for the bigger one? 20, and the smaller one is 10. So I need to enter 20. Is it 20? Oh yeah, I got the wrong one. This is 10 only. it is supposed to be 20. So the center, wait, center is here. So 20, it should be here. Isometric ellipse, and then this one. So our radius is 20, like that. Okay, and then so we don't need this one, the one that I've drawn earlier. So this is the bigger arc or ellipse, and then we need to make the inner part here. Ellipse, isocircle, center. Then our radius is 5. 10. Enter. So that's the curved part of our ellipse here. Okay. So now we need to connect those dots. By the way, we also need an arc here. So all we need to do is just draw a bigger ellipse with a radius of 10. This one is 5. So I need to change the cursor again, orientation, and then ellipse, isocircle, and 10. So copy this one and bring it there. And we need at the bottom the 2. So since we need only the bigger one, we can copy that one and then bring it down like that. Alright, so what we have left is the 2 on that side. These 2 we need to copy. So how to copy? Use this corner here as your base point and displacement, point of displacement. So we can copy this one, copy, and then use this one here like that, and then copy it there. Okay, so it's quite complicated now. So all we need to do is trim. We will use line, connect this one here. Sorry, we'll start it from here. Line, I'm getting the intersection for our connection, and then another one here, we need it there. So we are beginning to form, or we are starting to form our object. And then vertical arrangement, I will need to change the cursor, line here, and then one here, and another here, like that, and then this one here, intersection, and then that one, this one, and this one here. So we are complete with the outline, except here we need to make a vertical line here, and then also this one and this one. So if you imagine, we are already done with all the parts. So all we need to do is just trim. So like we start from here, trim, just follow me. Trim, we need to remove this curve, okay, and then this one here, click this one and this line, we need to remove this, and then this we don't need, click, remove. This one we don't need, this also, click, remove. This one we don't need, this, click, remove. So by the way, if you are not accurately doing the lines, meaning your endpoints of your lines and ellipse are not touching each other, trim command will not function. Alright, so you have to be very accurate. And then trim, we don't need this, remove this. Totally we don't need this bigger ellipse, so this one we can remove, but it will be partly hidden with this one, so we need to complete this two first. This one obviously we don't need this one, and this inner part, it is hidden also. Click the vertical, click delete, so our tube is complete. All we need to do is remove those parts that are partly hidden with the tube, like starting from here, click remove. Our ellipse is partly hidden, use this ellipse, remove this one, and this one here we don't need it. Use this vertical line to trim, enter, click. And then the bottom part, this one we only need portion from here to here, so trim, click, click, remove. This one we don't need it also, click, click as your trim, remove. And then this one we only need here up to here, so trim, use these two lines, enter, trim. This one as well, trim. So what is left? We are done. Alright, so that's how you do your plate number 4. So I will upload this video, which if you reach to this point, yeah, we are done already. So this is your plate number 4, and in order for you to follow my instruction, put this in your layer. So all you need to do is click the object and then go to your object line or outline, and then match properties to make it faster. Okay, and that's it. So once you done watching this video, start your plate number 4. Thank you.